guys, it's me KSMR here, and today I'm going to be reading a Tsukishima Kei ex-listener. This one is titled Perfect, and yeah, without further ado, I wanted to make one thing. There is a warning to people who are insecure about their weight. This might make you uncomfortable, so if that is the case, make sure you click off or proceed with caution. And now, without further ado, let's get right on into the video. Huh? Kageyama scowled at your words. That beanpole bastard said something rude to you? With your eyes downcast, you nodded and buried your head into your folded arms, leaning into the boy's desk. Kageyama grumbled before going back to sipping his milk rather aggressively. What's so good about that jackass anyways? Kageyama muttered with a bit of spite in his tone, although it was rather obvious to you why he would be upset. He's just not great at showing his feelings, that's all. He's not that much of an asshole. He's still an asshole. Assholes are assholes no matter what. Well, thanks for listening to me again. I'll see you around, Tabio-kun. You yelled before waving back and saying goodbye and then running off to your class where Tsukishima was. You had plopped down into your seat just as the bell rang, although your teacher had yet to make an appearance. You heard a faint from behind you as you turned around to see the blonde-haired beauty, aka your asshole boyfriend. Did you run off to eat lunch with His Royal Highness again? How many times did I tell you, you'll get fatter if you keep eating so much? In response, you did nothing but laugh. It'll be fine, Kay. I play volleyball too, so I'll be in a relatively good shape. You know that. You snickered, facing forward again when the teacher decided to walk in. I know that, dumbass, you thought. You never got to see that pouting face that he made once you had laughed at his words and turned your back towards him, but it's not like his pride would ever be put down enough for you to see it anyways. Tsukishima groaned in despair once he heard... Tsukishima heard a groan of despair emanate from you once you had realized that it was now time for your least favorite subject. He snickered a bit and hoped that you didn't catch the snort that he made, but his hopes were shot down when you whipped around and glared at him. He smirked back with that stupid grin of him as if to say, "Boo-hoo, too bad for you, idiot." For 50 minutes, you struggled to understand your notes and glanced at the clock every few minutes, as if willing to make time go faster, and like it would actually work. The second the bell rang, you jumped from your seat and took off towards your shoe locker to escape from hell. Gee, you really couldn't wait to get out of here. You heard a deep voice resonating from behind you that you knew all too well. What did you expect? You know I hate that subject. He sighed as he changed his shoes He sighed before changing his shoes and following into a step with you and leaving the school grounds. Hey, do you want to go to like a cafe somewhere today? You grinned up at his rather apathetic expression. Like I said, if you're going to keep eating so much, you're going to get fatter and fatter. I'll buy you strawberry shortcake. I'm sold. Let's go. He grabbed you by the wrist and hastily made his way to the cafe near where you were walking. The two of you had burst into the cafe doors as he shooed him away to find the table that you were interested in, and then you insisted on ordering. You soon rushed back with 2 plates of strawberry shortcake, placing one in front of Tsukishima and the other one in front of yourself. Oh wow, I saw 2 plates and I thought they were both for you. If you keep saying that, I'm gonna eat your slice too. Ooh, scary. The entire time the two of you were eating your cakes, you did nothing but complain about the workload that your teacher had decided to dump on you in class, and not to mention your complaints about how neither of you had time for each other anymore. Tsukishima was down to the last piece just as he was eyeing it, your fork was already jabbed into it as it made its way to your mouth. Taking food from others always makes it taste better. You smiled in satisfaction. Come on, YN, I keep telling you, you'll get fat if you eat so much. Your eyes twitched at his words. It's not like it was anything new, but this was such a constant insult. I told you, I'll be fine. Jeez, no you won't. Just look at this. He squeezed your upper arm. Hey. See? Flab. I'll almost be too embarrassed to be seen as your boyfriend if you keep this up. Your smile faltered only for a quick second, but returned fast enough that not even the ever-attentive Tsukishima Kei could spot it. Ooh, the day I see Tsukishima Kei embarrassed, I might just have to start eating more. Whatever, let's go home. He stood up from his chair and slung his bag over his shoulder. Wait, you asshole. You rushed to return your plates to the counter and catch up to his steps as he was already making his way down the street. Jeez, I treat you to strawberry shortcake and then you just leave me there? Okay. Your house is right there. He pointed down the road. Okay, bye. Fine, be that way. You huffed as you ran off into your house. Upon entering your room, you threw your bag somewhere and plopped down on the bed. I'm not really that fat, am I? You ran down to the living room and stepped onto the scale, looking down as you saw the numbers settle around whatever weight you are. Your weight? I'm gonna keep saying that's kind of weird. That isn't bad, is it? After that, you ran off into your room and threw your clothes onto the floor before looking at yourself into the mirror. You proceeded to pinch at some of the small bulges of fat that you had at your stomach and your thighs, but nothing was really considered overweight. It was more saying in your mind that... But the more that thought stayed in your mind, the more that it rooted itself into you and it grew like a plague. I think I'll just have a small dinner today, you mumbled to yourself before sitting down at your desk and subjecting yourself to hours and hours of homework. By the time that you had finished, you put your pencil down and stretched. You took one last glance at the clock and gasped in time. Oh my god, it's already 12:47. Nah, I shouldn't eat. It's already too late. And thus began this unhealthy cycle of yours, overworking and studying until it was too late to have a proper meal and going to bed with an empty stomach. Sleeping late would only lead to waking up late, which meant you could only have a small, quick breakfast before running off to school. This exhaust seeping into your mind, and you had already forgot your lunch money. It was only a couple of days, but Kageyama immediately noticed that there wasn't something right about you. Hey, Wayan, are you alright? You look a little pale, he mumbled as with a mouthful of bread. Huh? Oh, yeah, I'm fine. I just had a lot of homework and studying to do, that's all. You tried to play it off by blaming it on your schoolwork, but your excuses was immediately followed with the whine and the grumble of your stomach. You didn't have lunch today? What? Oh, yeah. I keep on forgetting my money, you said sheepishly, smiling as you scratched the back of your head. Here. He handed you a rather large portion of his own food and handed it to you. You stay healthy, alright? But this is yours. But you're hungry. You knew that there was no point in arguing with somebody like Kageyama. Unless there was a reasonable rejection, or unless there was a rational reason for rejecting the food, he probably would have ended up shoving it down your throat. Well, actually, I started to diet a little bit, you muttered in between small nibbles. Huh? Why would you? You're in perfectly good shape. Kageyama raised an eyebrow at your sudden words. Well, Kei kept on mentioning how I might gain so much weight if I keep eating so much. That bastard again? Kageyama's face immediately turned into a sour expression at hearing Kei. Why do you need to listen to someone like him? Well, he's right though. No, he's not. If he doesn't realize that you're fine the way you are, then there's something wrong with him. Anyways, Kageyama stood up before crumpling his trash. I'd better make it to class before the next bell, or else I might get excluded from the volleyball trip. Okay, see you later, he waved goodbye as he ran downstairs from the roof. I should get to class too. You made your way to your seat when you had stumbled and tripped forward. Luckily, your chair was already right in front of you, so all you did was move to land onto it. Hearing a small crash, Tsukishima took his headphones off to sneer at you. See, I told you you'd get fatter eventually. Now you're gonna end up being unable to balance yourself if you keep that up. You usually weren't bothered by his responses. You didn't even bother replying as you pulled out your books for the next subject instead. Tsukishima's eyebrows furrowed at the unusual lack of any response. What's with her today? Throughout the rest of the day, you were struggling to keep your eyes open and absorb the materials for each lesson. But despite your efforts, about half of the words went in one ear and out the other. By the time the bell rang, you were mortified to find out that you had remembered nothing that you were supposed to be learning. Kei, you turned around as he yelled. What is it? Can I borrow your notebook just for today? What, were you not paying attention? He sighed. Fine, only for today though. Just make sure you listen next time. Okay, thanks. You snatched a notebook away from him and dashed out of the door. That was weird. The pattern of life had only begun to spiral, or had begun to continue for another month. One day, it was rather unfortunate how Tsukishima found out. Apparently, Kyoko couldn't make it to boys' volleyball practice today because she had a doctor's appointment, so she had approached you with some forms and papers about the upcoming trip to Tokyo and asked to hand it off to Daichi. After school ended, you rushed to the locker room before changing, asking Michimiya to drop off some papers. Is there any chance Daichi's here, by the way? You spoke while sliding open the door to the boys' gym just a little bit. You spotted the grinning male from across the expansive space and opened the door to walk in. You didn't even make it halfway through when pain began to pulse through your forehead as you collapsed on the floor. The papers flying everywhere caught Kageyama's eye as he ended up setting the ball into Hinata's face. But what he saw concerned him more than his teammate's bloody nose. Wayan! Tsukishima immediately turned around when he heard your name and already saw Kageyama as well as Daichi and Sugawara flocking towards you. What is she doing on the floor? YN! YN! Come on, YN, please, wake up! Wake up! Kageyama's voice, or gruff voice, echoed throughout the room of the gym, Kageyama's gruff voice echoed around the gym instead of the usual bounce of the volleyballs. What happened to YN? Yamaguchi stood frantic beside Sugawara and asked, I don't know, she was just walking over to us and suddenly she just collapsed. I'll take her to the infirmary. They all stood up when they heard Tsukishima's voice cut through their panic. You bastard! Kageyama shouted. Excuse me? Tsukishima retorted, a bit taken aback by the random curse. This is your fault. You have no right to carry YN. Or to care for YN. What? How the fuck is any of this my fault? It's your fault that she's been so insecure the last month. But you haven't noticed any of it, have you? Why don't you finally talk to her when she wakes up, huh? What? Insecure about fucking what? Without another curse word, he easily hoisted you up onto his back and made his way towards the nurse. Your slow, shallow breathing barely kissed the back of his neck. He also noticed how noticeably lighter you've gotten compared to the last time he carried you to the nurse. You stirred awake and drowsily blinked several times, noticing that Tsukishima was carrying you. You suddenly yelped in surprise and shoved yourself off of him, falling back onto the hard floor. Ow, you groaned on the hard landing. That's what I should be saying. Jeez, I was carrying you to infirmary, but that's the thanks I get? You were carrying me? You looked at him surprised. But aren't I, heavy? No, you actually got lighter. He offered to help you up with his hand. Gratefully taking his hand, he pulled you onto your feet. Really? You spoke again with hopeful, sparkling eyes. Yeah, really. Oh, well, that's good then. I've been starting to diet recently. I was kind of worried that it might have been for nothing. He had stared at you as he tried to figure something out, and then it all clicked. Insecurity, dieting, calling her fat. I am a real idiot, aren't I? Why would you do something like that? Stupid. Huh? But you're always saying that I would be fat, and that I was gonna keep getting fatter. You began to tear up a little bit, thinking that Tsukishima was asking more from you. Stupid. You don't need to starve yourself for me. Huh? I never said that being heavier was a bad thing. And, well, I'm sorry, YN. He leaned down to kiss the top of your forehead, crushing your face into his chest, likely so that you couldn't see his insanely flustered face. I won't forgive you for being so mean, stupid Kei. You stuck your tongue out at him, but, well, as long as it's okay, then everything is gonna be fine. Are you an idiot? No matter what, you'd always be okay. And besides, a bit more weight means there's a bit more of you for me. Okay, that was cute, but I would get so triggered if he said that to me. Cause, fam, I'm already so insecure about my fucking, weight and, appearance and stuff like that. So he couldn't say that. If he said that to me, I would punch him in the face. And then I would probably, I already kind of do that, so, but I don't, pass out or anything, so that's good. But, I would get so triggered if he said that to me. Oh my god. Ugh. He's such an ass, but I don't think he would do that, because he's not that kind of guy. But anyways, I'm getting really off topic. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, make sure to subscribe. I think I'm only going to be posting one video today because I have a lot of schoolwork that I need to catch up on. And my grading period ends today, so I don't have much time to make videos for you guys. But I still want to try to post something today, so here's what this is. I actually had a video planned out, but somehow my entire video got deleted. So, that was great. So hopefully I'll have it up tomorrow for you guys. Thank you guys for watching. If you did have a fantastic, or if you did, make sure you like the video and subscribe, so you can, and then tap the notification bell so you get notified every single time I post a video, and also comment down below some other characters you want me to do. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.